What is going on, guys? Jason Burke here, Styles Clash for Life, coming at you on YouTube, and tonight I am wrestling with myself. WWE Payback just ended about 30 seconds ago, so I'm going to bring you guys, for the first time ever, directly after the show, live report, results of what happened, what I think of the matches, go match by match here, sort of break down the show, and kind of interact with you guys, tell me what you guys thought as well. The first match, I'm going to go through this real quick here because it's late. The first match on the pre-show was Ziggler against Baron Corbin. Dolph Ziggler against Baron Corbin. Everyone thought Corbin was going to win this. It was his first big pay-per-view solo match, and so of course he lost. Logic out the window. Solid overall match, nothing special. Typical Corbin match. Couple good spots, nothing special here. Mainly the star of the match was Ziggler bumping around like crazy. Ziggler took a lot of big, huge bumps and made Corbin look like a big giant. Corbin in his wrestling still needs some more stuff. He's still a little green. He's still a little slow. But he is improving. He's doing good heel work, at least as a character. As a character, Corbin is getting better and better, interacting with the crowd and doing his heel shtick. So, okay match, nothing special. Corbin dominates, and then Ziggler gets the surprise roll-up. So, I'm sure tomorrow on Raw, Corbin's going to get major revenge and probably get a rematch in 3 weeks at Extreme Rules. So Corbin shouldn't have lost here, but at least he looked dominant for the most part and got lost by surprise. So doesn't really kill Corbin that much, but still kind of a weird decision. Next match for the U.S. title was actually one of the best matches on the entire show. It was a night of good wrestling, and this was one of these shining moments. Kalisto and Ryback for the U.S. belt. Excellent pre-show match. I actually wish this got 5 more minutes, and I wish it was on the main show. The crowd was crazy for Kalisto, and he was great. Ryback, as usual, against good opponents, shined. He did some good power stuff here. Kalisto hit a bunch of amazing spots. He did his old Samurai del Sol 1 foot on the ropes and then the twisting quebrada to the outside, the plancha, he does. He also did a tornado DDT off the apron, or off the ropes to the outside of the apron on Ryback. So, big spots here. Ryback did a press slam from the top rope down into the ring. Really good match, good spots. Everything was intense. Everything was paced well. Good job by both guys. Kalisto, the right guy, got the pin, and hopefully this leads to another big program with Kalisto going forward, and he gets a bigger chance to get on the actual main show and steal the show, as he can. The right guy won here. Starting off the main show, we had Enzo and Cass against the Vaudevillains. This went to a no contest. This was the sad moment of the night. About 3 minutes into the match, after the awesome promos from New Day and Enzo and Cass, Enzo went down and smacked his face on the rope. He was trying to slide out of the ring and got tossed in by one of the Vaudevillains and smacked his face off the second rope and then smacked his head back into the ring. He went down, was unconscious for a bit, and wasn't moving at all. He got carried out on a stretcher, and they actually stopped the match legit. They are reporting now that it was a concussion for Enzo. Enzo was concussed, but he is moving his extremities, and he is able to talk and interact. So he's not paralyzed or anything too crazy like that. As of right now, it's only a concussion. Hopefully it gets better fast and it doesn't escalate or anything. Get well, Enzo. Very scary. So it'll be interesting to see what they do tomorrow on Raw to resolve the #1 contendership for the tag titles. We had Kevin Owens against Sami Zayn in the match of the night. I loved every second of this. So did the crowd. The crowd was hot. Everything was intense. Owens and Zayn both shined. Just a typical back-and-forth Ring of Honor style Kevin Owens, Sami Zayn match. Too many good spots to go over. But Kevin Owens actually gets the clean win here after a big back-and-forth. And then gets on the mic, has Byron Saxton come into the ring, and says he wants the IC belt back. He wants to win his IC championship, to which the crowd popped huge. He went down and sat at commentary and was awesome on commentary, making fun of Saxton and Cole. Just be at his total heel self. Tonight was the Kevin Owens night for sure. Great match, great win, great commentary, and then he stayed out there for commentary for The Miz defending the IC belt against Cesaro. This match was solid. Miz didn't do a whole heck of a lot here. This was mostly Cesaro carrying Miz around the ring with power moves, doing his tilt-a-whirl and his suplexes and his uppercuts. Miz did a little bit here, but not a whole lot. It was mostly Cesaro. Good solid match, but not a special one. Sami Zayn comes back out eventually, jumps on Owens. They brawl over the ring. They brawl on the ring apron, distracting Cesaro and costing him the match. So Miz gets the cheap win here, retains the belt like he probably should have. Cesaro loses by nefarious cheap ways, so it doesn't hurt him. And now we have what seems to be setting up a 4-way next month for the IC belt. Miz, Cesaro, Owens, and Zayn. So it continues both storylines, and we have 4 strong guys going into next month. So this was pretty well done. Good match, good execution. Then we had Ambrose against Y2J, probably second best or third best match of the night, one of the best ones. This went for quite a while. It felt like about 18, 19 minutes. Again, Jericho pulling out some new stuff. Ambrose is always just, these guys use some stuff we haven't seen from these guys in a while. A lot of good counter wrestling, very intense. Jericho was bleeding at one point by accident from his nose or his eye. Again, really good stuff here. Just told a good story and went for quite a while. Ambrose gets the clean win, as he should have. Back on the right track now. Big win for Ambrose, and doesn't hurt Jericho. So you might see these two again next month at Extreme Rules, or Ambrose can move on to something bigger. So very well done here and the right decision. Charlotte against Natty with Ric Flair, who had a big week this week with airports. And Natty had Bret Hart with her, who said he didn't want to be there, so it was kind of weird. But really solid match here, good back and forth, just like these two have had in the past at NXT and at Roadblock. What you'd expect here. Good false finishes, good submission work. Charlotte played a great heel, worked over Natty's leg. Natty was really over, the crowd was into it. Everything was going really smoothly here overall. Charlotte gets, but until we get to the end, I'm going over these notes randomly here. I have my notes here. And, the Montreal Screwjob finish. Match is going amazingly until Charlotte locks Natty in the sharpshooter, and the ref calls for the bell and gives Charlotte the win without Natty tapping out. So it's another ripoff of the Montreal Screwjob. We've seen about 7 of these in the past 6 years. TNA's done it, Vince has done it, they did it with Taker and CM Punk, they've done it with Bret again. It's so ridiculously overdone. It's a dumb finish, it helps nobody, and it looks stupid. I don't like it. So good match, bad finish, I'm not a fan of this one. Then we had the Shane and Stephanie promo with Vince. This was a long time, they drug it out a little too much, but the crowd was into it. Stephanie had a good heel promo, talking about why she ought to run Raw. Shane was super over, of course, had good points as well. The crowd did a lot of CM Punk chanting and made Vince break character a couple times. So this was funny. It did drag on too long, and it was kind of pointless because in the end, Vince has both Shane and Stephanie now working together, having to get along to run Raw. So their turmoil and their separate agendas is going to be the storyline going forward now. I'm not really a fan of this, kind of a cop-out, kind of an easy way out. I didn't care much for this decision, and really it had no place on the show if they were just going to have this result. It seemed like it went 15 minutes too long for really no reason. So at least we're getting more of Shane, and we're going to see competition at least, so there's a positive, I guess. And the main event, we had Roman Reigns and AJ Styles for the World Championship. Really good match overall. These two pulled a lot of stuff out. For AJ's first pay-per-view main event, these guys were doing a lot of big spots. I don't like the starting and stopping, but the match did tell a story the entire way through. The starting and stopping did hurt the match a little bit. We had Reigns dominate with power early. Styles uses some wrestling to get over. Styles does a phenomenal forearm from the top rope to the outside through an announce table, which was amazing. Styles hit a few 450s in this match, which was crazy. They brawled in the crowd at one point. Reigns gets counted out, and then Shane comes out and says, "We're restarting the match." And then Reigns gets DQ'd. And then Stephanie comes out and says, "We're restarting the match." So both guys are jockeying for position. They're using the power storyline with each other already. It's kind of quick for that. But it did tell a story. It slowed the match down a bit. But in the end, we had Gallows and Anderson come out and attack Reigns. We had the Usos come out and help Reigns out. Styles went to the outside. Reigns dove on everyone to the outside. Styles dove off the barricade with a phenomenal forearm. So lots of big spots, lots of dives, lots of fun stuff. Again, the match told a good story, but I wish it kind of wasn't started and stopped so much. It kind of took a little bit away. But a very solid match overall, probably one of the top 4 of the night. In the end, no big swerve, no Balor, no heel turn, nothing big here. Reigns just hits the spear and gets the win. He did kick out of a few of Styles' finishers, which was kind of weird. They kind of drug on with the false finishes at the end. But Reigns wins clean here at the end, and no big turns. We still have Gallows and Anderson in the same position. Nobody really turned, and Balor didn't debut, so no big shock. But Reigns does retain the belt in a good match. So overall, a few very good matches. I loved Ambrose and Y2J. I loved Owens and Zayn and Owens' entire night, basically. And I loved Kalisto and Ryback. And most of the other stuff was really good, too, except for a couple of weird finishes and weird decisions. So all in all, very good show. I'd give this from a 1 to a 10. I'd put this at about 7 range because the wrestling was really good. And there was a couple of, I would say, Match of the Year candidate with probably Ambrose and Y2J and Owens and Zayn. So I'd give this like a 7 from 1 to a 10, maybe like a 3.5 out of 5 stars, better than average. So very solid show. Again, what was the best match on the card? What did you guys think? What did you want to see happen? What are you looking forward to in the future? What do you think is going to happen at Extreme Rules? Tell me down below in the comments section. And until the next opening bell, guys, I will see you all real soon. Thank you.